What's up, everybody? It's Mike Claudio, and I'm bringing you some motivation on this Monday. Look, my goal is to bring you something to help you feel inspired or motivated to go do something more. Go believe in yourself. Borrow confidence from me if you have to go execute things in your day, in your routine, in your life, and in your business. You know, it's not easy showing up every day as a business owner. It's not easy showing up every day in life. It's not easy showing up when you know it's going to be hard. It's not easy showing up when you know the challenges are difficult to overcome. It's not easy to show up when you have problems you don't know how to solve yet. That is incredibly, incredibly real. But you've heard a lot, if maybe you haven't. I've heard a lot over the years about the difference between abundance and scarcity. Scarcity mindset is, you know, the pie is only so big and every piece that someone takes is a piece I can't get. Abundance is there's more than enough to go around. Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean I can't. I believe that I've evolved on the abundant mindset and, like, you know, being around Dave Owens. So Dave Owens was a client for a while, and now a coach on our team. You know, he's big on the abundance mindset. And I thought I was getting better until I read something in a book recently, and it said, you can't truly be abundant until you believe you are enough. And, like, your inability to love yourself is causing you to create scarcity in your life, create scarcity in what you deserve, create scarcity in where you belong, create scarcity in what you can have, create scarcity in what you can create. You know, not being able to love yourself and believe you are enough is almost like, now that I'm like really unpacking this, like as a thought and as a concept, like without believing you're enough, you can never believe that there is enough. And I don't know if that's true or not. That's something that stuck to me and I wanted to share with you guys. So how do you start that process? How do you become abundant in yourself and in your skill sets? The truth is, I don't know yet. I struggle with this severely. I struggle with feeling like I'm enough. I struggle with feeling like I can be enough. I struggle with feeling like I help enough people. I struggle with feeling like people believe in me sometimes. I struggle with feeling enough. I struggle with loving myself. I struggle with the reality of who I used to be is not who I am, and sometimes it's hard to drop who I used to be to believe who I am is real. There's that only a matter of time before I slip back into old habits, and it's hard. It's really hard to start to make that pivot, but it's possible. The reality is it's possible, and I've gotten a lot better at it. I've gotten a lot better at, you know, having empathy for situations and realizing that nothing's as good or as bad as I think it is. I've had a better understanding of other people's perspectives and how it can be incredibly selfish to believe somebody's always thinking about you, right? What I mean by that is like, oh, they're just trying to get one over on me, or they're trying to take advantage of me, or they don't think I'm good enough. Like, they're probably not even thinking about you at all, bro. Like, the reality is other people probably aren't thinking about you at all, but we put our own scarcity of ourselves into the minds of others. And even little things like a look on someone's face or an attitude or a short answer or a text message wrong or not using the right emoji, like, I'm not saying me, but in general, people can get triggered by a lot from the people that are around them because of their own scarcity. But if you really, really want to seek abundance in life, which I believe is out there, I believe there's more than enough to go around, there's plenty of opportunity for everybody to win, you have to start looking at being abundant in yourself and realizing you are enough. If there can be enough out there, then you are enough to go get it. And maybe no one's told you that before. Maybe you've never heard that before. Maybe you struggle with it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you are awesome at this. But I know a lot of people that are not. And so if you are interested in operating within abundance, my suggestion would be to start with yourself. And for me, like, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm getting really, really clear on what does winning look like to me. I actually just rewrote a list. I'm not going to read the whole list to you, but I rewrote a list recently because I've been like kind of struggling with the improper focus on mission, where I got focused on some of the wrong things. But I wrote down, you know, probably about 2 or 3 dozen things that are, what does winning look like to me? The first two things that came up that mattered to me, right? I think these are important. Like, I think these matter to a lot of people. But number one was have the energy every day to keep my patience with my wife and sons. And second was time to be present to support their special interests. You know, things like sports and baseball and Tiff's, you know, things she wants to do and everything else. But in order to be enough, most people don't even know what they're measuring it to. So those are two of, let's say, 3 dozen things I wrote down as to what does winning look like to me. And so when most people struggle, I'll say, well, I'm not enough. I'm like, compared to what? Compared to what? What are you not enough compared to? And I would say, I'm not enough. For who? Like, for who? Like, who are you not enough for? Oh, well, you know, no, like, don't put words in people's mouths. Don't put thoughts in people's heads. Don't put emotions in people's hearts. But in order for you to truly be abundant, you have to be enough. But if you don't know what you're measuring yourself to, you'll never be enough because it'll be a moving target. Every time you get in better shape, the money won't be right. Every time the money's right, you won't be in good enough shape. Every time one relationship falls off, another relationship falls on. Like, there's so many things that happen in the nuance of life. My challenge to you is say, if you are struggling not feeling enough, is to clearly define what winning looks like to you in your life so that you can have a proper measurement of success. To prove to you that you're probably closer than you realize, you're probably better than you realize, you're imperfect as a human, right? Like, no one's perfect, so you likely make mistakes. Doesn't mean you're not good enough. But start to get really, really clear on what winning looks like to you so you can have proper measurement of enough so that you can go out into the world and find abundance, not just in the world, but also in yourself. You are enough. And based on abundance, you are more than enough. You're more than enough. Sometimes it just takes more patience. Sometimes it just takes a perspective change on what winning looks like. Sometimes it's a reality of just asking the right people. Sometimes it's a getting rid of the wrong people. Like, there are some people in your life you're just never going to make happy. You ain't the only one. There's just sometimes in your life, there's just some people you're just never going to make happy. If you give them the power to control your value, you will be in scarce. You'll be in scarcity. You'll never feel like enough because that person does not have the tools necessary to help you feel like you're enough. It's not their job. So if you're struggling to feel like you're enough, and which is holding you back from being and operating in abundance, my challenge to you would be to redefine what winning looks like to you. If you're interested in my full list, shoot me a DM. Shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, whatever, however you want to communicate. I'll send you the list. I don't care. I want people to learn from this because I'm learning too. I'm constantly analyzing and adjusting what it looks like for me to be enough because it's something that I've dealt with, like many people deal with, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. So if you're struggling with that, reach out. I'd love to share my list with you so you can see some ways that you can start measuring what does winning look like to you so that you can start having a realistic measurement of success towards enough. Because the constantly varying way you're measuring it now is just not sustainable. So do that, because I have zero doubt that you are enough the minute you believe you are, which will help you get out there and with abundance, win faster and win more often.